Yo, what's going on? It's Terrell, Hall of Fame, D-Line, TBKC, and all that sweet, beautiful, wonderful shit. Oh man, it's been so much going on, but like I told y'all, we're not paying attention to any foolishness. We're going to talk dogs, and that's what we're going to do. So a lot of you are wondering what was the concept, how was things um, like starting from the beginning, how was the American Bully brought about? And I just want to be honest with you guys. It was many conflicting stories, and this is one of the reasons why I say don't focus on such and such dog. I heard he mixed this. I heard he mixed that in there, because some of that's going to be true, and then some of that's not going to be true. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things where it's a dumb argument, and most of the time it's an argument put forth by people who want to talk about mixing. Oh yeah, you got the bulldog in there. You know, I see guys with videos with like 1 million followers, and they're acting like they know what they talk about, and they don't know anything of what they're talking about. And some of this will be reiterated, but I just want you guys to think about this. If you look at the early dogs, right? And like I say, you've heard me say this before, but if you look at the early dogs, you'll see whether it was Cairo, whether it was Gotti, whether it was Monster J, whether you went over to Remy, Buckshot, you know what I mean? A lot of these dogs, we can go on and on and on and on and on. You didn't see any bulldog features. You just didn't see it. You know, you saw the body are getting bigger, but you didn't see a bulldog feature in the face. They didn't look like bulldogs. And the one thing we do know is that the bulldog gene is very strong. If you mix it with nearly anything, it takes over in the form of, especially where you can identify that there's a bulldog in there. So, as I've told you before, what was happening earlier was selective breeding. And this is one of the reasons why you would have many of the great early dogs didn't have a lot of siblings that you would see, because the siblings would pretty much look like pit bulls. You know, and it was the same thing with Hallie. Hallie had a sister that I was actually offered, and my kennel partners actually ended up with her. And she had like a lot of the body and the features of Hallie, but she was a lot more terrier than Hallie. And this is the way the litters would split oftentimes. You know, you would have some siblings that would go the bullier route, get bigger bone, everything. Then you would have the dogs that would stay more of the terrier, leaner, more shredded up, thinner bone type of dogs, you know. And in this process, this is what we were supposed to be doing. You were supposed to be just selectively taking the best, putting it to the best of the features that you're looking for. Of course, in that process, you had people who wanted to cheat, as they do now. And some of them were smart cheaters at the time, using dogs like the Alapaha, different, maybe like for the guys who wanted bigger dogs, the Johnson American Bulldog, which if you looked at some of the older like Johnson American Bulldogs, they although they were definitely bulldogs, they had less of an English bulldog look and more pushed towards what we would consider a bully. So if you combine the real bully look with those dogs, it was a better chance that it wouldn't look just straight bulldogish. It would give more of a bully appearance. And a lot of the breeders back then were smart, because some of those that cheated would keep those dogs out of the limelight, just not throw them in the front. And like you would go to their houses and they would have these look like F1 dogs, a lot of times females, and they'd keep a male around, and that would be their backup dog, you know what I mean? And they would hang papers on other dogs, you know. And then, like I say, on the flip side, you would have guys like myself and some of the other breeders who were adamantly against this, and we just kept going and, you know, and feeding the course. And this is one of the reasons why, if you look at a blood like mine's, or a blood like Oscar Gomez's, or I would say even what Danny Navoa was doing, which is actually our brother kennel with Top Shelf Bullies, you would notice that it had an ability sometimes to make a more classic, leaner bully, you know. And it was still definitely a bully, but it was a lot cleaner dog. It threw the more old school look, which we still do to this day, because that's the genetics. And that was no question. But even us, having gotten dogs from other people who have been around for a while or doing breedings with other people, and of course you have to go out of your yard sometimes, we may have gotten something that somewhere, way back in the day they put some bulldog in it too. But this is not the point. The point is this. What has really hurt this breed is not what we don't know. You know what I mean? What has hurt this breed is what we do know. And what we do know is that we shouldn't be mixing dogs into this breed. We shouldn't be trying to change what the breed is. We shouldn't be adding health issues and different things of that nature. The American Bully, as it was described 20 years ago, is pit bull on steroids. The dog is supposed to be very bully. The dog is supposed to be athletic still. The dog is supposed to have great people temperament and a better temperament than the American Staffordshire Terrier or the American Pit Bull Terrier towards other animals, And when I say better, it's not to say that the American Bully is totally in love with other animals. That's a great thing if it is, but it's supposed to not want to just be like so driven to hit another animal. You're bringing that down because you want these dogs to be incorporated as pets and also be able to be in multiple pet homes. And that's very, very important. Recently, I just got rid of a male that I had here that, the reason why I will not use him in my program at all is just because of the simple fact that he's too aggressive. He's too wound up. And I could control him and he didn't cause a big problem here. But the thing of it is that you have to be on these type of traits as you send dogs out to people, because I'm experienced. I'm over a quarter of a century experienced in the breed and different breeds, so I can handle a lot of dogs, that most people can't handle. But when you're sending this to a family who might not have a lot of experience with these breeds and different dogs of that nature, you have to sort of hone in and make sure that you're doing the right thing by those people. But, with all that being said, we now have to move forward and we have to go to a point of where, for one, we're doing a lot of DNA testing. We have to do DNA testing on everything that's being bred so that we can stop the falsities. The first step is to stop the falsities of the people hanging all the papers. The second step is to let our judges and our officials decide exactly what we're going to do to get the breed to a point to where we need it to be, eliminating certain dogs. Yes, some of your favorite dogs might be eliminated, but we have to be very, very strict. If a dog has went past the limit of what we consider bully, and it's obviously like bulldog, it's obviously a train wreck, it's something that goes out of the lines of what the breed is, we may disqualify that dog because we don't want those genetics continuously put back into our gene pool. Now, the thing of it is, and when I say ours, of course, I'm talking about the TBKC, but our ultimate goal is to bring this breed to a point of suitability worldwide so that people can understand what the dog is and respect the dog. And amongst those characteristics that we may have to eliminate is certain health issues. If it is brought to our attention, and that's why we are demanding that you get a vet check, and you'll see the form, but the form is basically stating that this dog is free of any cardiovascular issues, any heart issues, and it'll be a litany of them that we feel like there's no way that this should be bred. Eventually that will go into hip testing also. We will at some point in time demand that you go ahead and have x-rays done on your dog's hips. It's not overly expensive and the other joints, and get this dog qualified to be a breeding dog in this registry. We do want to do quality control. It's not about numbers. As you see this, we're going to lose a lot of dogs. We're going to lose some people's business, and that's fine. Ultimately, our goal is in 20 years, we want to sit back and we want to look and say, we've given you now 10 generations, probably more the way people breed, but we want to give you 10 generations of dogs that have all been DNA tested, that at this point in time now have all cleared veterinary inspection for heart issues, lung issues, palate issues, nair issues, all of the things that would affect the breathing. We want to give you that. Now, if you do that for 10 generations, and of course the x-rays on the hips, that is, you're pushing towards 10 generations of very, very healthy dogs, and also dogs that meet the standard. Now you're closing towards having an actual breed. Why we don't have a breed right now is because of all of the things that have been allowed to happen. The multitude of different looks and variations of the breed, the lack of stringent testing, the lack of ethical breeding, judging, and registries who allow this. It is pathetic in a way that we know of certain dogs in our community that have certain health issues, and the registries themselves has done nothing to put a stop to them. The registries themselves, I mean, imagine this: dogs that are known for serious heart issues, right? If the registries a long time ago had said, you know what, we're banning that dog, it can't be bred into any of our dogs, and it's for health reasons, imagine how much healthier the breed would be today. Instead, some of these dogs have been bred into the into the gene pool a crazy amount, and it's affected what the dog is. If we would have went off of our earlier platform and the early dogs that established the breed, and went with a momentum to say we're going to make it what we used to say, healthier, we're going to make it bullier, we're going to make it more refined, we would have a great breed today. Today we would have more refined versions of Paco, more refined versions of Hallie. And what I mean by refined is you might have added 10 pounds to this dog. You might have added some bone to this dog, but you would still have great conformation. There would be no breathing issues. There would be no hip issues. And we would have better overall characteristics with temperament and a multitude of issues. But the reason why we've fallen behind is because it's not that just the breeders lack integrity, the registries lack integrity. The simple fact that we have so many registries and we're not seeing people banned, and we're not seeing dogs banned, we're not seeing things removed, we're actually seeing more things be allowed in. It very much tells you exactly why we're in the situation that we're in. The breed will never get better if we don't sit down and get these things together. It's not a show, a popularity contest. The people should be taking the background. That's just plain and simple. And I look forward to seeing y'all at shows. I look forward to seeing this thing finally come to a head, and we be able to give you something that's a solid registry that will enforce these rules. And healthy dogs does matter. The healthy dog movement will be in full effect very, very, very soon. And I look forward to seeing y'all represent and giving our breed a better face throughout the world. Until next time, y'all, much love. God bless. Peace.